This is Bill Appleton with Dream Factory Software. I wanted to share with you some of the problems and pitfalls that mobile application developers and enterprise customers experience when they build their own REST APIs. Let's say that a company has some back-end data sources or other assets that they need to mobilize, and they want to build a mobile application, say for tablet or phone. Then somebody builds a REST API so that the front-end application can talk to the back-end infrastructure. Perhaps they use REST API creation tools or some other developer framework. Then, after a while, you need to build another mobile application. Now, it's unlikely that the old services are going to work for the new application, and since they're in production, no one wants to rewrite them, so often what happens is you build another REST API. And then after some time, say a consultant or another development group builds another application, and so on and so forth, where each new application results in more and more REST APIs being created. And so if you're not careful, over time, you can really end up with a royal mess, where all of these different REST APIs were written by different people with different user management strategies, different security protocols, different API parameters and styles. They're hardwired to different pieces of physical infrastructure on the cloud or in the data center, and this whole thing can become very difficult to manage, difficult to scale, and probably full of security holes. And look what happened. The REST API creation tools, by making it easier for more people to write REST APIs, actually just let you hit the wall of complexity sooner than you otherwise would have. Now, at this point, some people try to bring in API management software, and this can provide a more consistent back-end for your client applications. But it doesn't get at the root of the problem, which is the complexity of all of your REST APIs. In fact, it adds more complexity. And it adds another layer that all of your services have to be proxied through. And this makes it difficult for highly transactional mobile applications to be deployed. So, looking back at our original mess, another strategy people pursue is to try to bring in mobile device management. And this is really throwing in the towel. You're saying, we cannot figure out the complexity of our back end very well, so we're going to try to contain the problem at the client. And as more and more mobile devices come out, this is just a losing battle. Philosophically, you shouldn't be trying to manage the devices. You should be trying to manage the data and then not worrying about what kind of client applications access it. Now, it turns out there's a much better way to do all of this. If instead of going from every new project or application and then writing a REST API and figuring out where your back-end data sources are, you go the other direction and identify all of the data sources you need to mobilize, and then create a single, reusable, and comprehensive REST API platform that supports all of the applications that you want to build now and in the future. If you architect it this way, it's portable and can be moved from cloud to cloud or cloud to data center. It's reliable, it's massively scalable, and it's demonstrably secure. And now all of the complex spaghetti code that you used to have on the back end is replaced by the Dream Factory engine and role-based access controls that make it very easy to determine which groups of people have access to which groups of services. And this makes it very simple to deploy large numbers of mobile applications in a secure manner. We do support deep customization for any of the services that you have. You can customize any request or any response, and we run the JavaScript V8 engine on the server that makes it really easy to do this. But the truth is that 90% of everything you need is going to come out of the box with Dream Factory, and only 10% of the services will probably have to be customized for special cases or programming workflows or field validations, things like that. You can hook up any number of back-end data sources to the Dream Factory Services platform. For example, every time you hook up a SQL database, we generate more than 40 API services. Everything from metadata to stored procedures, everything you need to do with that SQL database. And so each one of these data sources just becomes another branch of the REST tree, and the client application developer receives access to all of them through a single unified services interface. By the same token, you can build any number of front-end applications. Each one is kind of hosted like a mini website. This really decouples all of the front-end application design from back-end, server-side, and security considerations. Now your front-end designers can really focus on user experience, and it stops the ping-pong back and forth between the server team and the client team, and this results in a dramatic increase in developer productivity. One of the great things about REST API services is that they're so versatile. Dream Factory automatically generates client SDKs for both native mobile and HTML5 developer frameworks, and you can build applications for tablet and phone, for desktop, for the Internet of Things, and for machine-to-machine partner servers. In fact, you can build distributed networks of services where all of these different devices can communicate at the same time. All right, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the problems and pitfalls when companies design their own REST APIs, and look at some of the shortcomings of REST API creation tools and API management software. There really is a better alternative. The Dream Factory Services platform is an open source project. It can be installed in any cloud or data center. You can even run it on your local desktop. You can hook up all of your back-end data sources, and it provides a complete services platform for mobile application development. It's reliable, scalable, and secure. Thank you very much.